Hey everyone, welcome back to the Wisdom Vault. Today, I'm diving into the hidden truths about the Federal Reserve you never knew. Trust me, this is history like you've never heard it before. Let's rewind to 1896. The US government was on the brink of insolvency. Enter JP Morgan, who along with other banks bailed out the government. Fast forward to 1907, and we have the Great Fire in San Francisco. The insurance companies were all on the East Coast, so money flowed west to cover the claims, leaving the East Coast financially vulnerable. This series of events pushed bankers to create a safety net for banks and financial institutions. Hence, the birth of the Federal Reserve in 1913, an equal group of 12 regional banks managing capital flows in the United States. Initially, each bank had different interest rates based on regional economic circumstances. When a bank was in trouble, it got bailed out by the Fed, not by taxpayer money. Oh, how times have changed. Now let's talk about Jekyll Island. Bankers secretly met there to draft the plan for the Federal Reserve. They were professionals who knew what they were doing. Politicians, on the other hand, were clueless then and, some might argue, still are today. So, should the Fed be privately owned or run by politicians? Tough question. Abolishing the Fed isn't an option. If we did, we'd end up like the early 1800s when every city and state created its own currency, leading to financial chaos. Remember, a house divided cannot stand. Here's an interesting tidbit. The Fed was originally not allowed to invest in government bonds, only in the private sector. They could create elastic money, lending to distressed companies in exchange for shares. This worked until 1914 when World War I broke out. The government forced the Fed to buy government bonds to support the war. They promised it was temporary. Spoiler alert, it wasn't. Roosevelt made this arrangement permanent in 1933, giving the Fed a new role to manage the economy. This allowed the government to spend recklessly without worrying about the balance sheet. And when things went south, guess who got the blame? Yep, the Fed. Today the Fed doesn't create money. The Treasury does, thanks to ever-increasing government spending. When you get a loan or a mortgage, it increases the money supply. That money didn't exist before. It was created with a stroke of a pen. So, is this a good thing? In my opinion, yes. If we couldn't create money, we'd be stuck in the Stone Age. Fixing money to gold or anything else wouldn't work because money needs to rise and fall with economic and social circumstances. That's why it's called currency. If money were fixed, investments wouldn't pay off and economic growth would stall. Imagine if you had a groundbreaking idea, but no way to finance it. It would never see the light of day. And that's the truth about the Federal Reserve. If you found this video enlightening, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Until next time, stay wise.